Hello, and welcome to Innovate San Diego. My name is Robb. I am the co-founder of the Insight shopping app, helping you guys connect with local businesses like never before. We are so excited you guys are here joining us in person, and everybody watching online. We have an amazing episode for you guys today. We are going to be covering some lessons learned from all of the guests that we have had, and some of the common characteristics and tips and tricks for success if you're trying to get your own project off the ground. So I'm going to jump right into it. Next slide. So these are some of the my personal heroes. We got my boy Kobe on the Lakers. We'll learn some lessons from Kobe. My good friend Tony Hawk. He's actually here in the area. You'll see him skating around, I'm sure. We got Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly over the Atlantic. So she's one of my. She's always been, a rock star. We got Thomas Edison, invented the light bulb, so that's cool. We got Anthony Kiedis. He's a singer for Red Hot Chili Peppers, just my favorite band. We got Michelle Obama. She runs a bunch of nonprofit organizations, so I had to put her in here. I got Kevin Hart, one of my favorite comedian and actors, so I threw in a celebrity just on the Hollywood side. And then we got Steve Jobs, just because you pretty much have to throw him in there. So I just have a quick presentation, and after working with so many local business owners and people here in the area, there are characteristics and traits that I have seen common among everybody who has been crazy successful. So we're gonna jump right into it with lesson number one. We got work ethic, and I have Kobe on there because Kobe is infamous for being just a sickening work ethic. Always the hardest worker on the court. And obviously Michael Jordan is another great example. But work ethic is something that I have seen as far as throughout the board. If you're trying to reach success as a local business owner, and especially if you're just getting started, get ready to work your butt off. All the local business owners, David Addy we had him here. He runs a store right down the street, and that guy doesn't sleep. The guy's a maniac. So listen to my good friend Kobe and get your work going, because it's gonna be a ride, and it's actually a lot of fun at the same time. So give it up for Kobe from the Lakers. And then lesson number 2 is have fun. So I put Tony Hawk up here. So one thing that I have noticed after working with so many business owners and entrepreneurs here in the area is they remember to have fun doing what they're doing. So yeah, you're working your butt off and you're making everything work. I know Paul, who runs Rip Current, and that's where we are today, is here at Rip Current, and now he has another location in North Park, and that didn't happen overnight. So he was working his butt off, and he's having a lot of fun. If you guys have not seen his episode, you guys can always check that out on our YouTube channel. But it is so important to have fun. If you've seen Tony Hawk, obviously, if you've seen any of the Jackass movies, you'll recognize.
Hey, do a kickflip.
Tony Hawk's in there. Hey, can you do a kickflip from YouTube? And he's like 50, 60 years old now, and he's still very rock and roll. So remember to have fun and make sure you enjoy what you're doing, because that is a huge part of what I have seen in the people who achieve amazing success and all that good stuff. So lesson number 3 I wanted to talk about was taking risks. I put Amelia Earhart up on here. So she's the first woman to cross the Atlantic. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the story, but she was one of the most ballsy women back in those days, and she is a great example of how to take risks, especially in a time when women and flying and dying and all that good stuff was going on. So I'm a huge fan of Amelia Earhart, so I wanted to throw her on there. But I know I would probably use Wiley of the Ivy League Barber Academy right here in San Marcos. If you've seen his episode, taking risks is something that he excels in, and credits a lot of his success to the fact that he takes risks. And no matter what business you're in, you're always taking on risk. So that's just kind of part of the game, and how to achieve success in what you're doing. So the next lesson I wanted to touch on is keep going. I have my boy Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, and this guy is no stranger to failure. When you heat up 2 wires, it makes a light, and he was working on it, and I guess he figured it out because the bulb, no oxygen is in there. So what he kept running into was the wires would make the light, but then it would combust and fire, and which is no good. your whole house would catch on fire. So he was able to figure that out. No oxygen, so the light's there, but no fire, which is great. So obviously the light bulb obviously revolutionized. It's like a whole where literally where you could walk into a room and flip on a switch, and you got your lights going. So perseverance, persistence. That's another thing that I have seen in the businesses that really excel here, not only in San Marcos, but just in general. Persistence and grit, all that good stuff. So take a lesson from Thomas Edison and make your light bulb and fail as many times as you can, because you will eventually get there. So the next lesson on the list is Anthony Kiedis. He is the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. I put chemistry matters. So anybody that knows anything about Red Hot Chili Peppers knows that they have amazing music, number 1. Number 2, Anthony Kiedis and Flea. Flea is the bass player. If you've ever seen them live, and you can hear it in the music, they have amazing chemistry together, and it goes into a lot of the creative choices, and it has contributed to a lot of their success. And you can see it, in different albums that they have on what's going on with the band as far as the chemistry. So another example of this is Star Wars. He was casting not only he wasn't looking for rock stars, a bunch of crazy talented actors. He was more interested in how they work together. So he would do what's called ensemble casting. So Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, the people that we know today, they made the grade because they worked well together. So success is a team sport. Life is a team sport. So be sure to work on your chemistry skills as far as working with people. And that is one thing that I have seen. I know Amanda and Neil of So Side, they have a great team, and again, they're another great example. I don't think they sleep at all either. They're some of the most hardworking people that I have ever met. but they have a great team in place, and Amanda and Neil together make everything happen. So chemistry matters, teamwork, all that stuff is another thing that I have seen that has helped people excel here in the area. The next lesson I was going to touch on, give first. I have Michelle Obama up there. She runs a lot of nonprofit organizations. She's known for her giving and all that good stuff. And one of the biggest lessons in business and in life, just in general, is give and you shall receive. Most businesses have to invest before you're ever actually receiving anything. You're always giving first, and that is certainly the case with all the businesses that we partner with and that we work with. So a great example of this is Repair Lounge. He made a great example, a story that he shared with us, and you guys can check out his episode. But what he does is he'll go above and beyond for customers. He'll give before there's ever any invoice where the customer pays, and that ends up paying off in the long run. So giving first is something that I highly recommend if you're trying to crush it in the venture that you might be working on, or just in life in general. The next lesson. I have Laugh Often with Kevin Hart, one of my favorite actors and comedians. You have to remember to laugh often, which is good, but really what I mean by this is don't take yourself too seriously. That's another lesson that I've seen with the more seasoned and salty entrepreneurs here in San Marcos and in San Diego in general, is you can't take failure, you can't take it personally, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. And this is another part of having fun at the same time, but that's what we do a lot here at Innovate San Diego as well. So I wanted to throw that in there. So that is a huge part of success in my opinion. So the next slide is Steve Jobs, the legend, and the lesson I wanted to convey here is obviously think different. One of the biggest ad campaigns that Apple ran was Think Different, and Apple's all about thinking different and not trying to compete with other people, but doing your own thing. It's super powerful. I know Rick Clark, who was on with us here at Innovate San Diego. He started a Shooting Stars basketball program for autistic kids, and he took it upon himself to do what nobody understood what was going on in his head at that time. And you guys need to check out that episode, because it's super awesome to see what everybody's working on and how they're compelled to think different, do things differently, and obviously most entrepreneurs just in general, that's kind of part of the programming there. So these are just some of the lessons. There's a lot more that we could be here all night talking about different stuff, but I just wanted to give you guys just a brief rundown of some of the things I've seen that's consistent through all the business owners that we have featured and work with here at Innovate San Diego. And if we are going to Innovate San Diego, if that's really the mission, which it is for us, we need to incorporate a lot of these lessons. So thank you all for tuning in online and here at Rip Current. Be sure to grab amazing drinks, and we got Crunchies and Munchies is the food that we have today, so be sure to check them out here and online, and we will see you guys next time.